Hi, my name is Carolyn-Amacher, and I am a social worker. I just received my master's in gerontology at UMSL. I've spent about 20 years managing staff and programs at Jewish community centers throughout the country, from California to Richmond, Virginia. I'm now living in Virginia Beach and am focusing on fundraising. I'm taking the Gender Studies certificate program in an effort to move more toward a position of education in terms of helping guide and coach other women through the ranks of upper management and issues that they may face in terms of performing management and leadership tasks as a woman. This is when I climbed up Masada, which was the last holdout before the destruction of the temple of 2,000 years ago in Israel, by a group of more progressive Israelites who fled the temple area and camped out on this mountaintop until the Romans kind of climbed up the mountain. And before they got there, all the Israelites on top of this mountain had killed themselves. So it's a pretty symbolic place for Jews coming back to Israel after 2,000 years. I'm carrying one of the 7 species that we used to bring to the temple in one of the many pilgrimages that Israelites made to Jerusalem when we were living in Israel 2,000 years ago. And my friend is carrying a pomegranate, again another of the 7 species. When I was in the JCC's executive training program, I was one of 5 women who were given an opportunity for 2 years to learn about management and leadership of large nonprofit organizations. We took a trip to Israel, and here you see a picture of us visiting an Israeli school in the Galilee in the north of Israel for Arab students. It's in a mostly Arab town, and most of these students are graduating, or were graduating this year and going on to potentially to college, but not necessarily. The girls were mostly talking with me about getting married. They needed to have some chaperone with them in whatever they did, so there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity or freedom to just go off on a date or even to go off on their own to college. When I discussed this with the girl that I'm sitting next to, the headmaster came over and he cautioned me not to bring up ideas of going to college, that these girls needed to be getting married, living with their in-laws, making a home. The Israeli girls who you would see at the town nearby who were graduating were getting ready to go to the army for 2 years, which is mandatory, and then opportunities open up in terms of all of them going to college. Because the Arab girls don't go in the army for many reasons, many of which are understandable or intuitive, they don't have the same connections and opportunity to network in Israel, nor to even go to college. Although in this area, the University of Haifa has a lot of young Arab women studying there. So the guys in my executive training group somehow got into an age-old heated discussion about who was there first and who should claim this land. I turned around like, really? So I said to the girls in my group, this is ridiculous. We've been fighting about this for 2,000 years. Can you just sing? And the girl next to me belted out the most beautiful Arabic song, and everyone stopped fighting for that moment.